There isn't much Thomas Titus doesn't do on his farm in Elkhart, Illinois, but lately he isn't making a lot of money doing any of it.
We're producing corn and we're producing soybeans at below cost of production almost. We're raising pigs at below cost of production. So when you begin to think about that, we're in a challenging time whenever we get to the end of the year and we have to shore up some of those books.
It's not unusual for farmers to diversify their products, but Titus says his pork operation isn't typical.
We're somewhat of a rarity given our size and how we raise pigs from birth up until market weight. And so, our size and kind of what we do is a little bit more dynamic and diverse.
In total, Titus raises about 12,000 pigs a year, many sent to the international market.
1 in every 4 pigs that we raise goes to a foreign country of some kind. And so we are extremely dependent upon those positive trade negotiations and trade agreements.
One key buyer of U.S. pork is the world's largest importer, China, which is dealing with a major outbreak of Asian swine fever that has reduced the country's pig population by an estimated 20%. At a time that country urgently needs it the most, importing American pork was more expensive than from other sources due to steep tariffs the Chinese government imposed in an escalating trade war with Washington. While American pork is now to be exempted from those tariffs, the trade war had already taken a steep toll.
We've lost about $1 billion worth of pork sales, or what Iowa State University has put out a study, $8 per hog is what it's cost us on the tariffs.
Carl Setzer is a commodity risk analyst with AgriVisor.
China doesn't like to marry themselves to one commodity supplier, be it pork, beef, soybeans, whatever it is.
So when tariffs boosted the price of American pork, China turned increasingly to other suppliers, such as the European Union and Brazil.
Brazil has seen their trade jump 5% in the last year. The trade war isn't helping us at all. We would likely have a bigger share because we're a bigger pork producer, but it comes down to value and what we're willing to sell our pork for.
It's unclear how much China will increase purchases now that certain tariffs, including those on pork and soybeans, have been removed. Thomas Titus, like many farmers, has taken financial hits on almost everything produced on his farm during the trade war. Even so, he still supports President Trump, who has taken a tough stance on China's trade practices. At the same time, Titus would like to see fewer presidential tweets on the subject.
It takes 3 tweets and this market just takes a crash.
Which is why Titus hopes upcoming face-to-face negotiations between the United States and China produce tangible, long-term results, creating some stability for commodity markets and ultimately his bottom line. Kane, Farabaugh, VOA News, Elkhart, Illinois.